Okay, everybody, hello and welcome back to the channel. It is finally time for the video that I promised you all 3 days ago. The very special whiskey review video. And, well, I didn't anticipate to be recording this tonight because I had a problem with, what was intended to be a surprise for this video, because in the post I showed you that there would be 1, 2, 3, basically 4 bottles of bourbon that I would be trying in this video. And that is true, that is definitely the case, but I had an extra surprise arranged, and that particular surprise is what took the longest to arrive today, and I still had to record a normal video for Patreon, which I've just finished and uploaded. So, it's time to get into the bourbon review, and, well, the whiskey review. You'll find out why I'm not saying just bourbon and saying whiskey very soon. Anyway, you guys have been looking forward to this. There were some encouraging comments on the post. Mikey is looking forward to it. And Happy 3D Model is looking forward to it. Red Zepp said that's some heavy duty stuff. I don't know if that means he's looking forward to it or what, but regardless. Drinking an in. How dare you accuse me of drinking an inch? I've only just seen that. Sorry, Piers Buckley. You didn't show me that comment, you just saw it yourself. I had to filter by newest to see it. But anyway, that's enough talking. Let's begin. And we are going to start with what turned out to be the cheapest bottle of the lot. Yep. The Bullet 10-year-old whiskey. This was the cheapest bottle. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I've got this. No, it was. Nah, I remember now. Yes, this was the cheapest bourbon. Black Friday deal, usually £41, got it for $29.45. So this is the first one I'm going to be trying. Here's the bottle. Now I have had the normal Bullet before, although I don't have the bottle here. No, it's downstairs. Yes, it's downstairs. Go away. Yeah, but I've never had this before. This is the 10 years aged Bullet bourbon. And whenever I've seen reviews about this one versus the regular Bullet bourbon, the orange label, this one's always much more highly praised than the orange label Bullet. So, let's get the bottle cap off. And, bear with me a second. No plastic. Okay, now that sound when you first open a bottle of corked whiskey is such a satisfying sound the first time you open it, so I'll try and do my best to make sure you all get to hear it. So, here we go. Oh, what a sound. Smells very good. Okay, so details. This is a 45.6%. Bottle. Where's the proof? Is the proof not on here? No?
Some brands sponsor athletes for the glory, but not Quaker. We're real food, so we sponsor Team G.
No, it might be here.
Real
Ah, there's the orange one that I've had before.
The 5 a.m.
I haven't had the rye. Definitely going to try that at some point in the future, because I do love a rye whiskey.
Because we know that getting to greatness takes a delicious.
But yeah, this, the 10-year, right, there's no proof rating. 45.6%.
Quaker. Deliciously real, deliciously ugly.
Taste of vanilla and dried fruit. So, here we go. Love that smell. You know, when you smell a new whiskey, it's exciting because it's something. Because all these whiskies that I'm about to try, I've never tried any of them before, never drank any of them before. So every single one of these is a new experience. So it's always exciting when you smell a new whiskey. Okay, yeah. I can taste the difference in quality between the what's the orange label one called again? Let's go back down to the bit where it showed all three of them together. Bullet Bourbon Frontier Whiskey. Just Frontier Whiskey, yeah. I can definitely taste a difference in quality between that and this one. There's definitely a difference. The similarities as well, it does remind me of that, but it just, how can I explain it? The quality of it. There's a difference in quality between that and this one. I can definitely taste that. Yeah. And the burn has a lot more character. Okay, so that's the cheapest one, both in terms of the price I paid for it and the price that it usually is, and that's already pretty good. From select barrels, aged longer for a character that's rich, deep and smooth. Yep, small batch, aged for 10 years. So incredible, isn't it? How long it takes to make a batch of whiskey. 10 years, you know? It's crazy. But yeah, there is a definitely a difference. You know when that little drop was there? You can smell the vanilla. There's vanilla and dried fruit. I could smell it when there was just a little drop left. I can taste it. Yeah. Right. Now, what's next? The next one I will go for is the one I've been waiting for the longest. Because this was a gift for my birthday. from my best friend and fellow YouTuber, whom I am the manager of, Mikey from MJB Reactions. I told him that there was a particular bourbon that I've always wanted to try. I mean, there's different versions of this. The ultimate is the 12-year, and this is the 10. But I told him that I wanted to try it regardless of which version it was. This is the Eagle Rare, aged 10 years. I've always wanted to try this because I've heard such good things about it. So, cup here, so that I can just put a little bit of water at the bottom, just to swill it out, you know, so that the flavours don't overlap. Anyway, so this is Eagle Rare, aged 10 years, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And this is from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. They do make quite a few whiskies, quite a few bourbons. And the 12-year Eagle Rare, how much is it? The 12-year, it can vary in price, but I've seen it online sometimes for up to $100. So I suppose it depends where you're buying it from. That foil thing, yeah, oh it does. It's like a beer cap. Right. This cork feels stronger, so I think we're gonna get a better pop with more, you know, it's gonna announce itself a bit louder. So are you ready? Oh yes, that sound. Yeah. This is a 45% whiskey. Yeah, Buffalo Trace Distillery, but in the UK, distributed by Sazerac UK Limited, and in the Republic of Ireland, Sazerac of Ireland as well. And one of my favourite rye whiskies that I've ever tasted is Sazerac Rye. It was amazing. Anyway, here we go. This is a moment I've been looking forward to for a long time. I've been wanting to try this particular bourbon for about 2 years. So this is special. Oh, that sound. That do. See if you can hear it. I love the colour as well. See? Compare colours. Can you see that on the camera? Difference in the colours. I don't know if you can, because it's just the camera on the computer. Yeah, it's such a darker tone to the colour of it. Anyway, this is a special moment, courtesy of Mikey, my best friend, YouTuber, that you should all go check out. His YouTube channel link and Patreon link is in the description of every video on my YouTube channel in the last 4 months at least, so make sure you go check him out. He's reacting to Still Game, just started Series 7 recently. He just started Father Ted recently as well. Peter K's Car Share, Chewing the Fat, Limmy's Show, Friday Night Dinner, Mind Your Language, Designated Survivor, Bones. He's done The In-Betweeners. He's just uploaded his reaction to the second act of the third Bottom Life show. What else has he done? The Young Ones. He's doing The Young Ones. Yeah, a lot of great content. So if you enjoyed my reactions to the shows that I just named that I've reacted to, you'll enjoy his. He's brilliant. Anyway, this bottle is courtesy of Mikey. So, Mikey, cheers. This one's for you, especially. Here we go. Oh, wow. Do you know what hits me? First thing that hits you when you sip that is the sweetness. That's a sweet sipper. Yeah. Reminiscent of a fine port wine. There it is. See? Because port wine is sweet. And there is a sweetness. As soon as you sip that, that is sweet. You taste sweet. But then it goes smoky. But the burn, when you swallow it, do you know, that is one of the nicest burns of any whiskey I've ever had, because it doesn't. You know, sometimes when you swallow a certain whiskey that might not be too expensive, and it feels like when you've got acid reflux. Not even close with this one. It's just a nice, warm, glowing type feeling. That is really nice. But what hits me about this is the sweetness.
Try it free of charge.
That is really, yeah. At that point, when you're pouring it in, it's like I'm pouring a caramel drink into my mouth. And you can smell it as well as taste it. That is really nice. That was worth the wait. And I understand the reputation that it has in the whiskey groups on Facebook. That I mean, what? Not whiskey, bourbon. Yeah, the main group is called Bourbon Lovers. It's a big group. And Eagle Rare is one of the most popular ones in its price range. And I can understand why. It's very unimposing. You know, it's very gentle. Because, you know, if I'm being honest, that bullet, it was okay. But the burn was a lot. And yeah, but that, it's like, for example, Mikey himself is interested in getting into trying whiskey himself. And do you know what, Mikey? I'd recommend this to you, because it's not going to intimidate you. That is a very easy sipping whiskey. It doesn't burn your throat when it goes down. Yeah. Mikey, there you have it. That's what I recommend that you try first. Eagle Rare, 10 year. There you go. You'll be fine with that. Right. So, cleanse the palate. Okay. Now, so that's the Bullet and the Eagle Rare. Now onto the next two. Now we're getting into the special bourbons now. So here's the first one. And this is one I've heard a lot about. Now, what's it called? Is that it? That's it. That's the one that I wanted, Toasted Barrel, because that's the one that I've heard the best things about. But I obviously, being a Yorkshireman, I went for the cheapest option. But this is normally a £43 bottle of bourbon, and I got it for $31.35, so can't complain at all. Oh wait, oh it's got an easy tear thing here. Look. There we go. Lovely. I love when they put those on. And you can just rip it off easily. Ah, there we go. Okay. Throw that in the box. Okay. Now this has... Wow, the lid is actually made of wood. That's a sign of quality. Right, so Elijah Craig, I've heard a lot of good things about this. 1789, it's one of the oldest bourbons in existence. Small batch. Now this is the standard Elijah Craig. So you know when you look at Johnny Walker, and the cheapest Johnny Walker is... Which is the cheapest Johnny Walker? Is it the black label? Or the red label? Well this is the bog standard Elijah Craig, but already starts at £43 usually. And it's made in small batches, like a special bourbon would be. 94 proof, 47%. First to char, oak barrels, Elijah Craig, the father of bourbon. Yeah. I love the bottle design as well. You know, in fact, I didn't talk about the bottle design of the Eagle Rare. It's like a bottle of wine. You know? Nice and simple. The Bullet bottles, I love the design of Bullet's bottles as well. Really nice bottles. But yeah, I really like this. Distilled and bottled by the Elijah Craig Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. So, it is an independent distillery. It's not Buffalo Trace or Jack Daniels or Jim Beam. It's its own company. Made in true small batches for balance and smoothness, 47%. So, here we go. Oh, the cork pop. You ready for this? I'm guessing this one's going to be quite special. Oh, that is the best one so far. Again, when I'm smelling it in the bottle, I can barely smell anything like the Eagle Rare. So I'm anticipating a smooth sip here, like the Eagle Rare. Right, I'm switching to a fresh glass for the last two bourbons, for the special bourbons. So, what are the tasting notes?
YouTube Music Premium. Listen to
Flavour, vanilla. Well,
even when you're offline
yeah.
or on the go.
Heritage. Elijah Craig is made at Heaven Hills Distillery and Rick Houses in Kentucky. Heaven Hill is the only heritage distiller that produces every major style of American whiskey. Tasting notes: full-bodied, rich, smooth and warm, pleasantly woody with accents of spice, smoke and nutmeg. Long, sweet, slightly toasty and beautifully balanced finish. And it's an award winner. Won a platinum medal at the American Spirits Council of Tasters, ASCOT, the American ASCOT basically. And is Drinks International's #7 top trending American whiskey, as voted for by the world's top 100 bars. So this sells in... So this is the #7 top trending bourbon in the world's top 100 bars. And I'm guessing by top they mean bars, expensive bars, swanky bars, you know. Anyway, here we go. I'm really excited about this. Oh, lovely sound. Lovely sound. Also love this. It means when you pour it in, it doesn't spill. I got that with the Bullet and the Eagle Rare. A little drop went onto my hand, but that stops that from happening. I love that. Nice little attention to detail there. Here we go. Yeah, the design of that bottle was just lovely. So, here's the Elijah Craig. credited as the first distiller to age his whiskey in charred oak barrels, which is now the industry standard. Right, here we go. Oh, wow. You know, when I swallowed that, it went right through my nose. But it's really smooth. That is so smooth. Do you know, I thought it was going to be imposing because so far, that is the highest alcohol content of all the bourbons I've tried so far. But I thought it was going to be not harsh, but for the first time that I'm ever drinking it, it was going to announce its arrival kind of thing. But no. That is really smooth. And sweet. Yeah. A long, sweet, slightly toasty, and beautifully balanced finish. I can taste that. Smooth and warm. Yeah, so it's smooth, but then the warmness, I felt it right there. Warmth. What's the percentage of our sense of taste that comes from our nose? So that's where that would have come from. What I felt in my nose when I swallowed it. Yeah. So £43. It tastes like it. Definitely tastes like it. But you know what? I don't intend to get drunk or even tipsy. I'm just here to taste. So what I am gonna do. No. Probably a tiny bit. I was gonna put it back in the bottle, but no, I won't do that. Yeah. That's got a really nice finish. So far, the second most, I can still taste the sweetness on my lips from that. Wow. Yeah. So, that is the first one that's tasted its price. Let me just check once more. How much is the bullet usually? £41. So it's not just £2 cheaper than the Elijah Craig. But the difference between that and the Bullet 10 year is night and day. That doesn't taste anything anywhere near as good as the Elijah Craig. I must be honest, it doesn't. Okay. Anyway. This is the most special bottle. And in terms of reputation from my Bourbon Lovers group on Facebook, this comes with a reputation that truly precedes it. I mean, I'm talking people who usually buy, what's it called? Blanton's, which is a £100 bottle of bourbon as their cheapie when they don't have as much money as usual. But bigging this up as one of the best bourbons money can buy. And what it is Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. Now I've had Woodford Reserve regular before, and it was quite nice. I really liked the Woodford Reserve Rye whiskey, that was delicious. But this is basically the star of the show because it's normally £60 a bottle, and I got it for $43.22. So, where do you start to open this? Also, the difference. That's a bottle of Woodford Reserve normal, and that's this one. See the difference? You can tell they've put real effort into that. And the WR imprint is down here, not up there. I like that. I really do like that bottle design. Right, how do you get into this? This one? Yep. Even when you get past the plastic, still paper to contend with. Mind you, I suppose that is a mark of quality. Do you know what? I don't want to... There we go. Okay, now. So, will the most expensive bottle have the best first time opening cork pop sound? Let's find out. Absolutely. Wow! That was the best sound. By a mile. By a mile, a country mile. In fact, let's do that again. Yeah. You can tell the quality by the sound already. Anyway. Let's get the notes. Because Woodford Reserve whenever you see people talking about it online, the most common thing I see associated with it is vanilla and caramel. And that's what's in this description here. A full-bodied flavour wheel with a mix of vanilla, dark caramel, hazelnut, apple, fruit and spices, to name but a few. Okay. Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is an innovative approach to twice-barrel bourbon that creates a rich and colourful flavour unlike any other bourbon in the market. Let's see if it lives up to that claim. So, do we get the... Oh, we do. And, again. Okay. Oh, that has an amazing scent. I can actually smell oak. Do you know what it reminds me of? Reminds me of when As a kid, I was at my grandparents' house. My grandma, after she'd finished cleaning, she'd just finished polishing the oak. Anything in the house that was made of oak. There was a few things. It's putting me in mind of that. That has a beautiful smell to it. Anyway, oh sorry, I forgot to mention. So 43.2%. And the Woodford Reserve Distillery in Versailles, Kentucky, USA. There's a lot of fantastic liquids that come out of that place. Isn't there? They know what they're doing down there in old Kentucky. So here we go. Most expensive bourbon of the four. Without a doubt. Will it taste the most expensive? That is the question. Here we go. Ooh. Bit of a tongue burn. But yeah, once that's passed. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Not gonna lie. I can taste the quality. Definitely. It going down burns a little bit more than the Craig, than the Elijah Craig, but not as much as the Bullet. Very smoky though. Well, not very smoky, but quite smoky. But yeah, I can taste the quality. I mean, do you know what, guys? Anybody watching this video and finding my channel for the first time through this video, I'm not some kind of professional whiskey taster. I'm just a guy who loves bourbon and is trying to build a collection the best he can. And these are the latest 4 additions to my collection. Sorry. And a surprise edition that I've got in the Black Friday sale. I'm just reviewing this from my point of view as someone who's been drinking bourbon for what, 6-7 years now. So when I turned 18, if my grandparents and my dad went on holiday and they'd say, do you want me to bring you back a carton of 200 cigarettes or a bottle of Jack Daniels? That was me when it came to bourbon. But then one day I tried Maker's Mark and I was like, hold on, what's this? Bourbon. There's other bourbons out there. And then I started getting into it slowly. And then I tried Jim Beam, just the normal Jim Beam, which is basically just, you know, a cheaper version of Jack Daniels made by a different company in terms of the quality and what have you. Although I would argue Jim Beam is better than Jack Daniels. And then I started collecting other whiskies. Like earlier in the year, I bought this Knob Creek 9-year-old, which is pretty nice. But I just want to make it clear that I'm not a professional. I'm just reviewing this to the best of my ability. I'm just telling you what I taste. But with this, yeah, it does taste premium. Like there is a quality profile to it. But I am going to be honest. 'Cause I'm only ever honest. Any video that I make, whether it's a reaction video to a TV show or a reaction/review to a product, I will only ever be honest. Out of all the ones I've tried, my favourite has to be this so far, followed by this, and then this. Okay? But I do wonder, because whiskey's a funny thing, isn't it? It can taste different depending on what time of day you drink it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with regarding that. But those are the bourbons. And in the post that I put on YouTube, as far as you guys were concerned, that's the end of the video. But because I'm aware that a huge proportion of my audience is Scottish, I thought that I would surprise my wonderful Scottish YouTube subscribers with something from Scotland. And this was a deal I simply could not ignore. And I think you've still got time to grab yourself a piece of this particular action in terms of the Black Friday sale on Amazon, if you are a drinker of such beverages. They never make it easy, do they? Ah, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, wait. The old top. There we go. This is a surprise for my Scottish viewers that I hope you'll appreciate. So, here we go. Ready? Talisker Sky Single Malt Scotch Whisky. And let me show you why this was the best deal. Because this particular bottle of single malt Scotch whisky is usually £49, and I got it for 24. And you can't argue with that. Now, when it came to this, there was another bottle I was considering. Will it show up here? No? Watch it not show up now. I bet it won't. Oh, wait, there it is, there it is. I was going to buy that, the Talisker 2021 special release, because usually $89.95, it was on for $49.99. I was so tempted, guys, you have no idea. I spent the last 2-3 days pondering this. All those bourbons I've just tried I chose and bought all those in a single night. This is a decision that I've been pondering for at least 3 days, and I settled on the cheapest option because, you know, after I realised that I bought 3 bottles of bourbon, I thought, well, yeah, maybe you should slow down a little bit. But anyway, I'm really interested to try this because I'm not a Scotch drinker. And my personal favourite single malt Scotch whisky in the entire world is Jack and Victor. The Scotch whisky made, or maybe not made physically, but made and released by Ford Kanan and Greg Hemphill, stars of Still Game. That is honestly the best Scotch whisky in the world for me. I love that stuff. That's why I haven't finished it, because I don't want to. I want to make sure that I make that last as long as possible, because it's amazing. It honestly, to say that this is basically their version of KSI and what's his face's name's version of Prime, alcoholic version of Prime, it is actually a very nice whiskey. I love it. And when it comes to other scotches, I like Glenfiddich Green. Is it Green Label? Comes in a green case. The label's green, and the profile of the bottle design is green. I like that. I remember once my grandma gave me a glass of Glenmorangie that came in an orange box, which was nice as well. But I've never really bought a bottle of Scotch. In fact, because this Jack and Victor whiskey was a gift from a Patreon member for the, was it the last series or the last episode of Still Game? This was a gift. And all the other Scotch whiskies that I've drank being whiskies that I've drank at Christmas time at my grandparents' house. This is actually the first bottle of Scotch whisky I've bought myself. So, this is actually quite a special moment for me, when you think about it in those terms. So let's get it open. Oh, of course it ripped off. God. You know, please don't go up my nail and me bleed. Gently. Gotcha. Get the foil off. Okay, let's see if we get a pop. So, let's have a look at the bottles that I've tried so far. So, the Bullet Bourbon is a £41 bottle of whiskey. The Elijah Craig is a £43 bottle of whiskey. The Woofer Reserve is a £60 bottle of whiskey. And this Talisker Sky Single Malt Scotch is normally a £49 bottle of whiskey. So this is actually the second most expensive whiskey that I'm going to try in this video. So, I'm expecting it to be decent. Beautiful sound. Ooh, now then. Okay, that has got a very different, Scotch. Yeah, the difference between bourbon and Scotch is night and day, isn't it? So, Sky is the fresher, lighter brother of the 10-year-old Talisker. The crisp citrus aromas and subtle sweetness are enhanced by the aging in refill and charred American oak casks, which provide depth of flavour. Under the smoke you can taste soft fruits and cereal notes with a distinct peppery finish. Okay. It is best enjoyed neat or with a little water to open up the intense flavour. Well, I have here my beautiful Jack and Victor Glencairn whiskey glasses that came in the gift set with the bottle of whiskey and the Jack and Victor farmer's cap. That I, of course, am going to try the Scotch in. Of course. What Jack and Victor would have wanted. Oh, that doesn't get in the way. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that has got a really strong scent to it, you know? Do you know what's worrying me, though? It's got that smell to it of Scotch whiskies I've tried in the past that I didn't like. I don't know how to explain the flavour. Not the flavour, the scent. But it's a scent that reminds me of old people. The sort of whiskies that you'd see on your grandparents' whiskey trolley when you were a kid. Like how teachers smells. You know that kind of smell? I can't explain it. That's the scent profile I'm getting. And any Scotch whiskey that I've tried that smells like that, I haven't liked. But anyway, I haven't tasted it yet, so I can't judge. Here we go. So cheers to all my Scottish viewers. Thank you for your support over the years. And make sure you support Mikey through his journey with Scottish comedy, because he's started Series 7 of Still Game recently. He's doing Chewing the Fat, Limmy Show, and there'll be more to come. Scotch and Rye will be coming soon. Not soon, but I'll be getting him onto it in the future. Anyway, here we go. Wow. Wait a minute. I take back every single word I just said in negativity about this. Wow. That is incredible. Every time I breathe, every time I do that, I just get this burst of flavour coming through in my mouth. And I can't explain it, but it's beautiful. You know what? It sounds crazy, but this might be the best one of the lot. I'm not joking. It's got this peppery quality to it, like smoke, spicy. It says smoky there. Yeah, salt. Yeah. Okay, seriously, that is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. Okay, seriously, guys. Anybody watching this who's, you know, looking for a bottle of Scotch to buy for Christmas, I would recommend this. Especially now. How long is this offer available for? This deal ends on the 1st of December. Oh, you've got time. You've got time. You've got a week. No, you've got 6 days. Seriously, guys, if you are looking for a bottle of Scotch for Christmas to enjoy after your dinner, or however you enjoy your Scotch at Christmas, or if you're looking for a bottle of Scotch, buy this. That is absolutely incredible. Do you know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this. The fact that that usually costs £60 and I paid 43 for it, and this usually costs £49 and I paid 24 for it. Yet that leaves a longer impression. I can literally still taste it. With that, I can taste the quality, yeah. It had a, at first imposing, but then kind of pleasant burn and everything I said about it, yeah. But it was gone quite quickly. But everything about that, the aftertaste, it's still there right now. As I'm talking to you, every time my tongue touches the roof of my mouth, I can taste it again. That is absolutely beautiful. That is beautiful scotch. Wow, I didn't expect that. I know it was the surprise of the video, because in the post that I made about this video, you guys thought this was just going to be the bourbons. You didn't know I'd bought this. Mikey knew I'd bought this, but no one else did. So you guys didn't know this was coming. Only I did, and Mikey did. But the funny thing is that this might be my favourite one. Seriously, that is absolutely sensational. That tastes premium. That tastes high quality. There's still a bit left. Good. Doesn't burn. Burns a little bit. You know, you can tell you're swallowing some whiskey. Some scotch. Nice little tingle on the tongue. But then as it's disappearing, it's like it stokes a fire, and then the smoke comes back up to replace what the liquid that you've just swallowed in your mouth has left behind, has taken with it. You know, the immediate flavour you get from the whiskey in your mouth. When you swallow that, it takes that with it. But it's like it sends something back up. And that's what I'm getting now. This smoky, salty. I can't believe how good that is. The smell made me thought it was going to be one of those types of Scotch whiskies that I wouldn't like the flavour profile of like Teachers or Famous Grouse. But no. That is absolutely amazing. I can't believe how good that is. The cheapest bottle of the lot. And it's the best. Probably the best. Well, it is. Wow. Yeah. 45.8%. Made by the sea from the oldest distillery on the Isle of Skye. Well, ever since 1830. Really? Oh wait, the Isle of Skye. See, I'm thinking Scotland, you know. The Isle of Skye, yeah, okay. I was thinking 1830, that doesn't sound too old, but the Isle of Skye isn't mainland Scotland. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. The oldest distillery in Scotland will... What is the oldest distillery in Scotland? If anybody knows, do comment below. But yeah, that is absolutely beautiful, guys. Seriously. Elemental warm notes. Got that. Verdant richness. definitely got that. Yeah. Well, I love that. On the side of the bottle, there's the coordinates of the distillery. Latitude 57 degrees, 17 degrees, 17.9 degrees north, longitude 6 degrees, 21.5 degrees west. Yeah, I love that. Also, the label's really nice as well. You know, it's... And there's the location of the distillery. The Isle of Skye. Well, you can see it yourself on the bottle. Look, where is it? There, look. You see? Latitude, longitude. I love that. That is a really unique detail. That's lovely. Honestly, sorry. I'm getting carried away, but I'm just blown away by how good that is. Because I'm not a Scotch drinker. You guys know this. I am not a Scotch drinker. I'm a bourbon drinker. But this... might have started something else. a new journey. I hope not. I'm already spending enough on the bourbon journey. But no, seriously, I better wrap up this video, guys, because it's going to be going on forever. Blimey. Okay, yeah, let's wrap it up. Okay, so, yeah, without a doubt, from... Okay, let's rank my favourites. So these are my... Can you see that? No, you can't. Right. So these are my favourites. The Eagle Rare, I'd say that was third place. Second place is the Craig. First place, the Talisker Sky. Without a doubt. That has blown me away. I cannot believe how... I can't get over it. I'm gobsmacked by how good that is. The worst? Well, the least... The one that I enjoyed the least was that. If I'm being honest, it tasted like Bullet, but just a bit stronger. If I'm being honest. I don't know. Maybe I've drank it at the wrong time of day, because I found with orange label Bullet, it tasted different depending on what time of day you drank it. So maybe it'll taste better at a different time. The Woodford Double Oaked. I could taste the quality, but it didn't leave an impression like that did. I can still taste that now. So, my verdict. If you're a Scotch drinker and you're looking for a bottle of Scotch to treat yourself with for Christmas, I wholeheartedly recommend Talisker Sky Single Malt. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I can still taste it. And it is lovely. Wow, amazing. I cannot believe how good that is. In fact, I'm going to enjoy another glass of that after I've wrapped this up. I told myself I wouldn't drink any more after I was finished with this, but I'm going to have a glass of that. Because that was genuinely beautiful whiskey. Close down the playlist. I had background music playing. I thought it'd make the flow of the video a bit better. Yeah. That is absolutely beautiful. Seriously. Absolutely beautiful single malt. So if you're looking for a bargain for Christmas, £24. I'll be honest, if you buy it on its own on Amazon, unless you've got Prime, the delivery cost is going to take it up to about $28.99, which is what I had to pay for it. So I didn't order this with those. As I told you, I took a few days deciding between this and the other one that was normally £90 but was on for 50, and then settled on this and ordered this on its own. So yeah, the bottle was £24, but they slapped a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, how much did it cost me? Yeah, a $4.99 delivery charge. So, but still, it's a £50 bottle of whiskey for $28.99. You can't go wrong. Why not? And it is incredible. So, let's leave that on the screen, because it is the start of this particular show, without a doubt. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you to everybody who commented on the post about me announcing this, and everyone who looked forward to it. I hope you've enjoyed me sitting here trying to look like some kind of professional whiskey drinker when I'm not. I don't pretend to be. I just did this honestly and described what I was tasting and drinking the best way that I could. And I did not lie. You know, I didn't say any of them were good when they weren't. Because, yeah, the Bullet did just taste like regular Bullet with a bit stronger. And yeah, it does seem like it tastes like it's been aged a bit longer. Like maybe 5% more time and effort put into distilling it. But that's about it. But honestly, the best one is this. I mean that 100% wholeheartedly. This is the best one of the lot. The £24 bottle of single malt beat the £60 bottle of double oat. How many years aged bourbon? Say. But I know this is aged for a long time. And this distillery has been around since 1812. A lot longer than this one. Not a lot longer. This one's been around since 1830, so 18 years longer than the Talisker distillery has been around. And they've beat them. Yeah, so that's my recommendation to all Scotch drinkers looking for a bottle of Scotch to buy themselves for Christmas or as a present for their fellow friends who drink Scotch. I recommend that. And if you want to buy your friends a bottle of bourbon for Christmas, I recommend the Craig or the Eagle Rare. Those are my recommendations. That's the 10-year-old. If you've got a bit of extra money and you want to buy them the 12-year-old, I'm sure it'll taste better. Well, I'm not sure because I've never had it, but the reviews that I've heard of the 12-year have been overwhelmingly positive. But that was amazing too, so go ahead and buy them that, and I'm sure they'll enjoy it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my review of these 4 bourbons and this one sensational single malt Scotch. And yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I will be back with more regular sober content in the future. Yeah, the next video will be a normal reaction video, not a drinking video. But seriously, I can't believe how good that was, guys. Amazing. It is beautiful. I should have known, because I've heard good things about Talisker. You know, whenever I've said to someone, I drink bourbon, but if I was to try a Scotch, what would you recommend? More people have said Talisker than any other. Mind you, I've had a couple of people that mentioned Pulteney to me as well. And something called Laphroaig. But anyway, and Dalwhinnie. I've heard good things about the Dalwhinnie brand as well. But yeah, this is the one people recommend when I've asked that. So yeah, buy it. You won't regret it. Get yourself an amazing deal. You've got 6 days to get it. So thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate your time and your support. And I hope if this is the last time you see me between now and the day, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So, thank you for watching. Much love to you all for your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Good night.